Okay, I started.
All right, cool. So, hello guys. I'm Meekin. This is Michael. Um, we have been with the company for a while now, and recently we made changes to the curriculum and how we go about things in the summer. And so this session is just sort of to give you all like the guidelines and uh advice and tips from other previous instructors to just make your day easier, make it super smooth for you. This is I want to preface this is a job that gives you a lot of personal freedom to do how teach your classes how you want to teach them, conduct your days how you more or less want to conduct them, as long as you're getting through the material. So it's not a super stressful or difficult job. Just have to be prepared and know the material, which is again pretty easy. What you'll be doing is essentially teaching the STEM camps for students age ranging from like 8 to 12 in that area. And so this can sometimes be people's first time interacting with students at that age range. Sometimes people have more experience, but regardless of how much experience you have with students that age or teaching in general or speaking in front of larger crowds. Some of the guidelines that we're going to talk about and some of the stuff we're going to go through is just going to make it super easy for you to be able to get through these classes and teach it what you want to teach. Michael, do you want to go through just like the basic week layout while I pull up some of the files?
Yeah. So each week you're gonna have two camps, one in the morning and then one in the afternoon. You'll have a little break in each of your classes, so you'll have two breaks per day, kind of with the kids. So in each camp there's gonna be a little break where you have them have snacks, and you have a break time where they can go outside. Some schools want you to stay in your classroom, and you can just like hang out in the class, or let people like mingle or watch a video or something like that. And there will be 4 days a week. I'm guessing there won't be any like 5 day a week ones. You're most likely always going to get 4 days a week camps. And if you aren't scheduled for a camp, like if we can't find one, you'll be either put as like maybe a substitute for something, like you'll be like a para for somebody else, just so that you get more hours in and stuff like that. And yeah, so when you go to each school, make sure to show up at least 30 to 20 minutes early on your first day at least, just so you can kind of get the layout and kind of talk to the people that you need to talk to. A lot of the schools that you'll be going to have helpers and stuff because they've done camps for many years, so they kind of know the rundown. So you want to kind of be good friends with them to make sure that they're kind of your first line of defense. So if anything happens, they're kind of going to be your go-to people. If your like Wi-Fi isn't working very well, or um, you're, I'm not 100% sure which camps you guys are at the top of my head, but they'll kind of like, if it's blocked on their servers, they can kind of help you out and stuff like that before you email me or Andres or something like that. And just being good friends with them is super helpful because they're kind of your lifeline. But yeah, also making sure set good boundaries for the kids. I know we talked about that in a big meeting, but setting like boundaries and rules is really handy. Almost all of them know the 1, 2, 3 eyes on me, and we'll probably get to this later in the meeting. But 1, 2, 3 eyes on me, they all kind of know that from past experiences being in school. So that's just already clicks in their head. So it's just useful to use 1, 2, 3 eyes on me and making sure everybody knows what that means and that they won't walk all over you.
Right. Everything you said are important points. So I'm gonna share my screen now. Let's see. Can you guys see my screen right now? Okay.
Yep.
So this is a Google Drive that will be shared with everyone. All the instructors will get this. You'll get all of the instructions and guides and kind of the trainings for all the camps, even if you don't teach them, just so you have it. I don't know if it'll be teacher called teachers or not. But essentially it'll be a Google Drive folder with all the information that you need. First things first, we have a for all teachers folder where this is just some basic stuff and general things that you should read through. Maybe not the IT messages for camps, but um, something like this, like the quick guide for teaching young students. Um, like I said, a lot of people come in with various levels of experience, either teaching or talking in front of large groups or being around students at this age range. It is very important for you, regardless of experience, to establish yourself as a one, reliable, and two, knowledge, um, authority figure in the classroom. Your students shouldn't see you unsure about the topic that you're teaching, or if they ask you a question, most of your answers should not be, I don't know. If anything, if you don't know the answer to it, you can Google it on your phone, you can look it up on your teacher's laptop. Just you got to problem solve it so that the student leaves your interaction um, understanding that you helped them progress towards their answer or gave them the answer to their question. They shouldn't leave the interaction with you thinking, oh, that got me nowhere. So as long as you can problem solve, and it's not a terribly bad thing to not know the answer to some of your students' questions, because like I said, these pre-teenagers like 12, 11, 10 years old, they'll come up with interesting questions. It'll be super abstract. It'll be, I don't know, some of them will be super random, some of them will be out of the blue, but your job is to more or less just problem solve in that scenario. And two, I said knowledge in the material, and you're the authority figure. They should listen to you. They shouldn't you shouldn't be like ruling over them like in a, mean way or anything like that, but they should understand that when you're speaking, they're listening to you, and that they're not blurting out conversations on the side. They're not walking all over you throughout the classroom, because you have material to get through. And for the students, this is a 4-day camp where they're going to learn cool, fun stuff. So obviously they're going to be very excited, very enthusiastic, very lots of energy. It's normal to have like a lot of energy, and it's your job to more or less, promote the excitement. Yes, like we're here to have fun and learn, but also you guys need to sit quietly while I get through this material so that we can both create the stuff we want to create, learn the stuff we want to learn, and stuff like that. You want to make sure that you're not going to get walked all over in your classrooms. Another thing Michael earlier hit on is you will be at a different school almost every week. If you're not, it'll be easier for you. You'll already know the routine and whatnot. But the most important thing is that each school sort of has their own way of doing things. And some schools have been doing these STEM programs for the past 15 years, and they have the coordinators, they have assistants, they have everybody, they have a bunch of staff to help you out, and it's usually super procedural. Like they help you out when go to lunch or go to recess or stuff like that, and it's kind of you go by their rules, and your week just flows on its own. Some schools have not had STEM programs for a long time, maybe 3-4 years, and they're still getting new to it. It would be then your job to more or less make sure your week flows as it's supposed to. Your introduction day, your first day, you have an idea of what you're going to say, how you're going to introduce yourself. You want to get to know your students well. Over the week, you'll want to know their names for sure. And then how long it takes you to get through some of the material, and then their wrap up for day one. I mean, after the first week, you'll have this down. It's you know yourself better than anyone. You'll be able to kind of understand how long it takes you to do certain things throughout your week. And then usually in your first week, there'll be someone with you. Usually, no one gets thrown in a deep end with like a class of 30 students, like or anything like that. Usually, it'll be a pretty easy transition into teaching by yourself. The day 2 and day 3, they're sort of the meat of the week, where you just get through a lot of the content. Those are pretty much big work days where you don't have too many distractions. You're not introducing or wrapping up new things. You're just getting through a lot of material. Day 4 is a day where we want to make sure that all students leave with a product, for example, like a downloaded file that they worked on throughout the week, or a video or MP4 video, whatever it may be, because they'll bring their flash drives and they'll take it home. And the goal is that they leave the week, one, having learned something, and two, ideally with a project, with some feasible project that they can show to their parents and say, look, this is what we worked on, and they actually got something useful out of it. An important topic to touch on is preparation. If you prepare properly, which doesn't take an insane amount of effort by any means, this will prevent a lot of stress on you, a lot of troubleshooting on your end, and a lot of problem solving on your end. Your week will go a lot smoother if you just have everything prepared. You know all the software is updated. You know that your computers are all charged. You have enough mouses. You have enough chargers. It's really just basic things. But in the past, we've had some teachers, be underprepared, and that's when things start to fall apart because then everyone's scrambling. The teacher kind of gets frozen up there a little bit, like two of their students are waiting on computers at work or something like that. Just make sure you have all the necessary material and everything is going to be pretty much laid out. It's not super intense stuff, but just make sure that you, even with your introductions or anything like that, before your first week, maybe you want to practice going through like introducing yourself to a classroom or something like that, just so when you get up there, you're not either winging it or freezing up or anything like that. Students handling behavioral issues, usually this is not a very prevalent thing at all. If it is, you just get in contact with the school coordinator or the program coordinator there. Say, hey, my student's not really doing what I'm saying or listening or whatever, and they'll take care of it. Usually you don't have to do anything crazy. But in the case that it's a small fix, like they're just having a side conversation, well, I'm sure you guys can handle that. Just, make sure that the students know to listen to you and just give them a firm warning, and it shouldn't be an issue after that. Technical problems, again, preemptive measures include just familiarizing yourself with the laptops and just how all the software works. The backup plans are just first, if it's a Wi-Fi thing or a blocked website or something, the school coordinator, the program coordinator can fix that in like 2 minutes. Super easy fix, whatever, those small issues. If it's something with our technology or something on our end that's not working or giving you trouble, then obviously Michael is going to come in and help you with that almost immediately. And then you really shouldn't have any other issues besides that in terms of like technical problems. Some tips, I guess you can read through this on your own time, but just some things from previous instructors. Obviously, throughout the week, you're gonna be spending a lot of time with your students, AM classes and PM classes. Sometimes students are in both. And then throughout your week, they're learning a lot from you. They're seeing you as this teacher. And so throughout the week, you're gonna bond with the students, and the students are gonna bond with you. You want to make sure you build a good rapport with them. You want to make sure they kind of leave the camp thinking, oh, that was an amazing experience. Like my teacher was super helpful, and two, like pretty laid back, pretty fun, pretty like like so promoting a collaborative environment, more so engaging collaborative environment. That's the most important thing. Active listening, you want to make sure your students are actively listening to you. You don't want to troubleshoot the one issue throughout 20 students and they all have the same thing. You want to make sure they're listening to your directions, instructions, and whatnot. Participation, make everyone feel welcome. Just these are all super basic things I'm sure you guys are aware, but you can read through most of it yourself. Michael, do you have anything to add?
No, you covered a good portion of it. Yeah, I think you got it all.
This is a teaching guide just for STEM. You want to demonstrate stuff when you teach. You want to show your laptop screen on the big board and walk through what you do and the procedure of what it takes to build the project you're working on. You want to articulate your instructions well. You want to make sure that they understand step by step, like how we're going to approach this this project that we're building or the material that we're learning. It's going to be pretty hard to teach them without showing them. With just words, they're not going to be able to follow all your instructions, especially if you teach a camp with more details or some intricacies like that. Again, you can read through this. It's all pretty good stuff, but more or less should be obvious, I think. This is the Tech Tacto laptop info. So just everything that you'll need, like accounts and passwords, and this is the password for all the laptops. Um, and then policy 24 spend will be the password that you need for pretty much anything. Probably goes more than just Minecraft and Roblox. This is the kind of the universal one. If you guys need these, I'm sure you won't, but they're there. Um, But yeah, other than that, that's for all teachers. And then do you guys want to remind me what camps you're teaching?
The one that teaches PokeScript and MineScript, the I think it's Scratch and Minecraft modding.
Okay. Michael, do you have the Scratch?
Is it not? Is there not a folder on there?
You Minecraft Scratch? Was that one of them? Pokemon Scratch and Minecraft Scratch?
No, so I think one of them is Minecraft modding, like we'll be doing stuff in Forge, I think. And then the other one is the one beginner coder Pokemon Adventures, I think that one.
Yeah, it looks.
Okay. Beginner Coder, Pokemon Adventures. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like I said, all the stuff is laid out here. Everything you need to know will be here. We had a bunch of binders in previous years with like physical paper that you needed to flip through. That's a mess. This way, you have this presentation that you could more or less just throw up on the big screen, and it'll walk you through everything. You don't even need to, problem solve on the spot or wing anything like that. Everything is laid out from just prefacing how the camp goes. Um, just some general things. Pre-camp preparation. Um, you want to make sure that you read through all of this. Day before each session. Again, like pretty basic stuff. Let's see. Okay, and so do you guys have experience with Scratch or anything like that? Any programming experience, technical experience?
Um, I've I've coded in like Java and C++ and like assembly, but I don't think I've touched Scratch, but I imagine it's probably
It's a lot. Okay, yeah, it's a lot easier than that. So good. Any kind of I just mean any kind of programming or any kind of like logical
okay.
experience. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it'll be pretty easy. Again, your day one is broken down into the projects, the introduction, Scratch basics. You're gonna go through all the features, all the buttons, all what everything does, and again, once again, in an articulate manner so that your students are kind of understanding as you go. Um, and if individual students have questions or they're a little bit behind, you can kind of regulate that yourself and make sure they're either caught up or you're giving them a little bit more individualized help than the rest of the classroom. Or if one of your students is a little bit ahead, you want to make sure that they have something to do while you're getting the class caught up and stuff like that. Um, Day one continued. This is the code. Like once again, if you forget how to do it or something like that, it's on you can throw this up on a big screen and you can have your students kind of learn from learn from the screen. But ideally, you want to be very vocal in your classroom. You want to walk them through everything step by step. You want to explain what every one of these little tabs do, every drop down, every place that you enter an integer or anything like that. Um, Day two, you're creating a catch Pokemon game, and there are times here, and I want to preface this. These times are generally, or these are general guidelines, I want to say. Ideally, in a perfect world or in a vacuum, like I guess you can break it down, and this would be the perfect timing of things. But teaching a classroom is an organic environment, and usually it will not be exactly 30 minutes, and it will not be exactly 40 minutes. And usually it will deviate a lot from that, maybe 10, 15 minutes longer, but it's that's okay. I want to say that as the teacher, as the instructor of these camps, you can decide when a good stopping point is. For example, if you're in your AM class and you haven't had your 15-minute, 20-minute lunch or snack break or anything like that, you haven't gone outside yet, and it's that time to go, but your students aren't finished or wrapped up or anything. Yeah, you can let them work for another 10, 15 minutes to get that first thing wrapped up, first task wrapped up, and then go outside from there. Or if you finish a little bit earlier, wherever is a good stopping point, wherever you feel like the class is kind of moving along in a good pace, good stopping points here and there. That's everything else is in your hands, right? That you get the freedom for that. So that's one of the good things. Um, so as long as you're once again going through the material, as long as this stuff gets covered, you can run your classroom how you need to. Every class will kind of be different. You'll have students a little bit rowdier than others. You'll have very good students that raise their hand and say Mr. and whatever and everything. Your students will vary a lot. Day two continued again. Same concept. You're gonna walk them through creating this Pokeball. Boom, 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 like all of this. Escape game, another game. So again, when I say it can deviate from these times by a lot, I mean so that like even for example, day two continued. If your students don't finish this and wrap this up, the catch Pokemon game in day two, and it seeps into day three, that's okay. You just want to make sure that the class is in more or less one unit moving together. You don't want all students to be all over the place because then when you're teaching, other students are not going to be listening, and when everyone's going to have different questions, and you're going to be frantically running around trying to help each student, you want to make sure the classroom generally moves at the same pace. And so if a project seeps into the next day, that's okay. Just try to hurry them up and save it and try to move on to the next thing. And if they're really behind, then that's okay. Let them finish that. It's better that they get two complete full projects that they worked on than four like really halfly done, not so good projects. So you want to make sure that if some of your students are a little bit slower, you can have them just work on it while the rest of the class gets through more material. But usually all the classes go at the same pace and it's pretty easy. Day three, same concept. We went through this. And then day four is usually a lot of the camps have some sort of team building game or a presentation aspect to things, or like a sharing and collaborating kind of aspect to them. The last day is finalizing things. This is where students want to show other students their projects. They kind of want to show it off, what they've been working on. And you can have the students kind of work together and finish up the camp on a positive note like this. And finalizing, you want to make sure you're able to have a set period of time for cleanup at the end of the day. You want to make sure you're going to be packed away and ready to go by the end of your time. You want to make sure that you're handling the breaks in between the classes pretty well in terms of your AM and PM. Like I said, there's no exact specification time that you don't need to time anything or anything like that. Day four continued, bang, bang. And this is just another note. I didn't make this, but once again, everything is pretty much laid out. Do you guys have any questions about just like getting through the material of this stuff? All good, all good. Okay, cool. Cool. This is more so, I guess, a written out version. We had this on paper, like all of this was printed out for all like teachers to carry in binders with them. That's ridiculous. So you have this, is what I'm saying. All of this. If you once again, you'll have your teacher's laptop, which you plug into the big screen. All of this, you can just walk the students through. The camp teaches itself. Time schedule, written out time schedule. And then what was the other one? The Minecraft modding.
I think I'm doing Minecraft Adventure, or like it seemed like
Yeah,
a similar one to the Pokemon.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
putting my first
Yeah.
game, Minecraft Adventures.
This is
Yeah, that's
essentially, yeah, the same thing. Slightly different fonts and slightly different whatever, but ideally or practically the same thing.
Mhm.
If you'd like, we can go through the material, but if you want to just go through it on your own time, that's fine too. It's pretty self-explanatory. But I think we should go through, for the sake of time, we should go through Minecraft. Well, this is the written one, I guess. This one.
Well, I think me and him have the same one, and I might have been confused. I can double check just to make sure.
Okay.
For the camps.
If you have CurseForge or something like that, the CurseForge guides are here. It's all written out how to install CurseForge and launch it and use it, step by step. And then this is for Forge and World Edit. Again, step by step, like where to go and files and or links and everything. World Edit mod. And then let me see where the modding camp. Yeah, this is the modding camp. So if you do have this modding camp, everything else is still pretty much laid out, just not in the presentation style. This is day one. We teach them about all like you teach them about the controls of Minecraft because some of your students will have never played Minecraft on a PC, or been around like a keyboard or something like that. Day two, you're gonna go through commands. Once again, a lot of it is you just reading off of this, like if they want to learn Egg of Destruction or Giant Zombie, these are just fun mods you can do with commands in there. Day three, I have a video, you can click on these videos and they go through how to do those things. And then day four, essential hobbies and stuff like that, you'll go through this. But once again, good thing about this, you can click, if you don't know how to teach it, you can click that link and you can just play the video for them. It'll go through it, or you should watch these videos for sure before you start any of your camps, just so you know how everything works.
Yeah, and it looks like I just got the thing, and it looks like it's the Minecraft Adventure, the coding my first game as well.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that in that case, then it's identical to the Pokemon stuff. Camp preparation, I won't go through every single one of these. You guys get the idea. Day one code, create world, day two continued. Three, I want to make sure all of them are there. Four. Yeah, everything's in here. You guys have any questions for me in terms of how the week should go or what you are expecting of the camps and like what's expected of you or anything like that?
I don't think so. This was very helpful and it seems pretty straightforward and like a lot of information is there. So
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. It is very straightforward. As long as you know the material and that you come prepared, it teaches it. The camps teach themselves. You guys should be just fine. I'm sure you'll do great. Michael, do you have anything to add?
I would say make sure you go through all your equipment beforehand. Just make sure that everything's downloaded. Check out these docs that we just showed you here. Just making sure that you have an understanding of it. A lot of the teachers do sometimes just don't look at their material until the first day of class, and then they pull it up and they're like, "Oops, I forgot to download like CurseForge or something." But yeah,
Yeah.
otherwise, all these are pretty self-explanatory. If you get a little lost or stumble over something, you can put these up on the board, like Meekin said. And yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think that's everything that we have for you guys in terms of that. But if you have any other questions, just reach out to Michael and he'll answer them for you. But if you guys don't have any more questions for me, then that was it. It's a pretty straightforward job.
All right, thank you. Yeah, that was really
thank you.
helpful.
Sounds good. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You as well.
Yes.